All right, hey now, it's the Rob from 1061.
Rob, wait.
What?
This is post to post. We got to do something big, something out there.
What were you thinking?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Town Square Media and 1061 KISS FM proudly bring to you your podcast champions of the world. He's the R to the O to the B. I'm STEVE. We are your hosts with the most, bringing you everything wrestling related from post to post.
Now it's the Rob from 1061 KISS FM here with my tag team partner in podcasting.
Hey guys, it's me, Steve, web contributor to 1061evansville.com.
And today's wardrobe provided, of course, actually my wardrobe provided by Stephen Henning. So thank you, Steve, for this wonderful Christmas present. We are, of course, the best dressed podcast on the internet, as we always are.
Yes.
Let's talk about wrestling, which we haven't done for a few weeks now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
The Slammies have happened since the last time we spoke, and there's been, 2 or 3 episodes of Raw since the last time we talked about
I believe
wrestling.
3 now.
And I feel like not a ton has happened, but enough to talk about.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Slammy Awards? They didn't leave an overall impression on me. Your thoughts on them?
Again, it was hit and miss. They got some right. They definitely got Seth Rollins, a superstar. They missed tag
And it was nice.
team.
I thought it was nice to see him too.
Yes, it was.
And you're right how they did get the tag team wrong.
Yeah.
However, I enjoyed that. I don't know if you've been watching SmackDown or anything, but they've been kind of making an angle out of that.
Okay.
Not really on Raw, but on 2 episodes of SmackDown, I see they referenced that they've been feuding over that title of being the tag team of the year. And I guess, to be honest, my understanding was the voting was legit. They let the fans vote on the Slammies, and they gave the Slammies away accordingly. I kind of think that maybe they shouldn't let the fans vote.
Yeah.
I think there might be more to handing them out, personally. You can either manufacture angles or not. I guess, you might lose that digital traffic that they're probably longing for to, people downloading the app or visiting the website or however they're voting. But I kind of wish that, there's no reason why New Day should not have been Tag Team of the Year in 2015.
Yeah.
The thought of anyone else being that is absurd. But, okay, whatever. What else is worth talking about from everything before last night? Anything?
Vince McMahon returned right before we left. Nothing really noteworthy.
And he is over the top Vince.
Yes, he is.
He is Vince with the volume to 12.
I think he thinks he's staring across the ring at Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You can tell he's really trying to do that, and he's trying hard, almost to the point where I'm like, dude, have some chill.
Yes.
That's just me, though.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a good thing to talk about. Is it weird seeing Vince? Is it too much Vince? I feel like something feels wrong about it to me.
Yeah, I mean, since the first night he was there and Roman Reigns won that title, I felt like he was, or like you said, crowbarred in.
Yeah, I do feel like that.
He doesn't really serve a purpose yet, and it's like he's almost trying as hard as Roman Reigns is to talk.
It is so obvious that they're trying to recreate Reigns and McMahon that I feel like it's lame.
Yeah, they don't need to do that.
Yeah, I mean, Reigns could probably have some solid feuds with some of the real workers. Yeah. But, this is where they're going. And we got some more footing last night as to where they're going with Roman Reigns. After a hard-fought long match between Reigns and Sheamus, it had a pretty big fight feel to it for some reason. I don't know if it was worthy of it because we've seen it so many times here over the past 2 months. Yeah. But they did find some way to make it a big match last night with Sheamus and Reigns. At the end of the match, McMahon tells Reigns, you're going to be defending your title in the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
And I don't know how you feel about it, but I know you have thoughts. And you don't know how I feel about it, but I have thoughts about it too. What are your thoughts about that decision?
I'm excited for the concept because I love the idea of the world title being up for grabs in the actual Rumble, and it opens the door completely for WrestleMania.
See, something about this missed with me, and I think that it takes my normal excitement of the Royal Rumble out of it, and I'll explain why. You know how, things can kind of get too cloudy, I feel like. Like, for example, if we found out that the main event of a pay-per-view was going to be a 6-man match, 6 guys fighting for the title, is that exciting to you? Usually not. Usually you get more excited for a one-on-one match, or occasionally you can go a triple threat match. But when you go more than that, when you get to the fatal 4-ways and more ways, 5 ways and 6 ways, I start to I lose interest. Yeah. And I feel like this is just kind of like a 30-man match for the title as opposed to the Royal Rumble. What I look forward to about the Royal Rumble is kind of not knowing who's going to win. And I feel like that may take some of the excitement out of that part for it. I feel like Reigns will probably retain, but I'm not positive.
That's how I feel too.
But I also like how it's not for the title. It's for the chance to fight for the title. And there's something about that is valuable to me. It's for some reason, winning that number 1 contendership spot was more valuable than actually winning the world title, I feel like. Okay. And I lost excitement for the Rumble for reasons I'm having a hard time explaining now, but I just know that when I heard that, I groaned.
I just think back, they said they've done this twice. This is actually the first time someone's defended it. The last time it was for the title was vacant.
Right.
Flair
won that one, right?
I love that Royal Rumble.
That's probably the best Royal Rumble as a match. That did have high stakes. That was also before the notion of being the number 1 contender at that point. That was before that was for the title, and that went into WrestleMania. What was it, 8? And that was before the Rumble meant you became the number 1 contender. It usually meant nothing before that. Just it was a cool battle royal. Yeah. And then after that, it became you were the number 1 contender, and that's when it started to take on a life of its own. I feel like, and I know that by adding the world title to it, seemingly you're adding excitement, but for me, it stripped it away. Yeah. Maybe I'm the weird one, and you can leave a comment if you want to. Maybe I'm just being a wrestling Grinch. Maybe I'm being a Roman Reigns Grinch, which I've been before. I was not happy to hear that, though.
Yeah, I'm excited. As a fan, I'm excited if they surprise me. They have a huge opportunity. As a smart mark, I'm a little disappointed because, as you said, I see this as Roman Reigns going over 29 other guys.
And then here's the other problem. By the end of the Rumble, I want to know what the main event of WrestleMania is going to be. Yeah. And theoretically, I won't know that at the end of the Rumble. Yeah. Usually you have your world title match, and hopefully they hold the Rumble till last, and then the champion and the number 1 contender, there's your main event. They've got 2 months to build for it. That won't necessarily happen this time. Is it always bad to change things up? No. It's okay to change things up once in a while, but this is a change I wasn't excited for. Okay. So there's that. It's also focused on Roman Reigns, who's a guy I don't like the focus being on personally. But again, hey, what did you think about Cena's return? I thought it was a really solid main event 2 weeks ago with Cena and Del Rio.
Oh yeah, I was very pleased in his return. I mean, it wasn't over the top to where the whole night was about Cena.
Yeah.
But he came back, solid performance. Ending a solid, that was in the 2015. So ending a solid year for Cena.
Yeah, and not only that, I thought 2015 in general was a solid year for wrestling. Yeah. I thought Rollins was a great champ for most of the year. Unfortunately, he left unceremoniously by getting injured, but I thought Cena's return was also handled well. I liked that main event with Del Rio. I thought that for a long time in that match, I did not know who was going to win. I liked that feeling. Yeah. And then there's a few more things I wanted to note about. I enjoyed the formation of the socially awkward?
Social outcast.
The social outcast? I don't know where I came up with that one. The social outcast. I like stables. Yeah. When they're done right and they're not too many, I don't like the gang wars in 97. I don't need every guy to be in a 4-man stable. But you take 4 guys who are really floundering but have potential, and you put them together in a group like this with a common cause, and I feel like magic can happen. Oftentimes magic doesn't happen, but it can. You're laughing. Why are you laughing?
Magic can happen. You're true. But I'm just thinking that a writer sitting at his desk had 4 pieces of paper and wadded them all together, and it's still one big piece of trash. Okay,
so here's what I'm thinking. Let's compare them to the Job Squad in the Attitude Era. Okay. You had 4 losers that came together, and I was more excited to see any of those job guys, which, by the way, I am a perennial jobber. Don't forget it. I'm a proud jobber. But you have any of those job guys, I'm more excited to see them when they're in that team than when they're out of it.
Yeah.
And I feel that way. I feel like anything could happen. They might actually squeak out a victory now that they got the power of 4 losers as opposed to 1.
They did last night. They beat Ziggler.
Right, so something about this works for me until I'm proven wrong, which I likely will be, but until then, I'm cool with it. You?
Okay. I'm the exact opposite. I want to see what they want to do, but I'm not very hopeful until they prove me wrong.
Okay, so you need to be proven right,
yes,
and I need to be
right.
Okay, so
yes.
Okay, there we go. So that's how we feel about this one. So we've got some. So you're excited about the Royal Rumble, where my excitement was drained. So we kind of have differing opinions about the show last night.
Yeah, I'm on the fence about it because I know that WWE is going to drop the ball and have Reigns retain, but if they take advantage of this huge opportunity and have a surprise, we have a new world champion going into WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's true too. If you have someone like Cena in there, if you have someone like Lesnar in there, and if you have someone like Daniel Bryan in there, which could potentially happen,
yes.
You don't know what's going to happen, or look, there's the possibility Roman Reigns doesn't win, which would add excitement to it. So there's a lot that can happen here. So and I'm always excited for the Royal Rumble, bar none, without any doubts. So are we missing anything?
We probably are, but we can get it next time.
We'll grab it. We'll pick up all the pieces next time. So for myself, the Robin, for my tag team partner, Steve.
Turn out the lights. The party's over.